show. We're going to start off with Amazing Spider-Man number 328, CGC grade of 9.8. Cover artist, the one and only Todd McFarlane. I think this might be the last one he actually did for Spider-Man. Don't quote me. I'm about 75% sure, but I do think this was his last work. This is one of the books that got me started with collecting books. My local LCS when I was 12 years old, I remember they had a poster of this cover on the ceiling. And that's when I used to be a die-hard Spider-Man fan. And I'm looking at Spider-Man punching the Hulk with such ferocity. Now who's the strongest one there is? Blew me away. This one started it all. This is a beauty. I'm glad I own it. Once again, Amazing Spider-Man number 328, 9.8. The Amazing Spider-Man number 229, CGC grade of 9.2. This is actually a John Romita Jr. cover art. I believe, and Al Milgrom, I should mention his name as well, but this I believe is the first appearance of the Juggernaut in a Spider-Man comic. Again, don't quote me, I'm not sure, but I think that's what this is. I love this story, 9.2, couldn't be more satisfied with the grade. Next up, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 8, CGC 9.8. Everybody knows this book, of course. This is a Mike Zack cover. The origin, the first appearance of the Black Venom symbiote. Spidey rocking it pretty well. This is a beautiful cover. I love the fact I have it in a 9.8. It's not that hard to find, and you should get it while it's available. Beautiful Gabriel Dell'Otto cover of the Joker. This is Joker Year of the Villain number 1. CGC grade of 9.8, white pages. You know, it has a nice little old school gangster look to it. Love this cover, love this book. DK3 The Master Race, book number 1, cover by Jay Lee. CGC 9.8, white pages. This is a pretty sweet book. It's a Frank Miller and Brian Azzarello story. Also came with a COA, Dynamic Forces. This is actually, they just certified that it's one of 5,000 copies made. Frank Miller, Brian Azzarello story, Raphael Albuquerque cover. This guy is always phenomenal, I love his work. DK3 The Master Race, book number 5, CGC grade of 9.6, white pages. Frank Miller and Brian Azzarello story, and again, Raphael Albuquerque cover. This guy's phenomenal, I love his work. That right there is actually the birth child of Wonder Woman and Superman. So that little guy is going to be bigger than everyone, stronger than everyone. Yeah, baby, we're getting into the good ones now. Detective Comics Batman number 523, CGC grade of 7.0, white pages. This is the first appearance of Killer Croc in cameo. Solomon Grundy appears in this bad boy. You can see him in the cover, about to get whooped pretty good by bats, but love this cover. Could use a little bit of a press. I might be able to get the grade up a little bit more, but we'll see. Yeah, buddy, Shazam number 1. This is the first appearance of Captain Marvel, CGC 9.2, off-white to white pages. This is a CC back cover. Good story about this one. I got this one at Ace Comic Con 3 years ago, and I had the choice of 2. It was this one and the other one, and I kid you not, guys, I think I got the better copy out of the 2, so pretty stoked that it came back as a 9.2. This beautiful bad boy I think was an eBay purchase a few years ago. This is Deathstroke the Terminator number 1, CGC 9.6. This is a Mike Zack cover. This isn't the typical Deathstroke with the AK machine gun. We're always watching him wield the God Sword, but this is like vintage Deathstroke. Alright guys, now we're moving into some good ones. CGC Signature Series, Justice League vs. Suicide number 1, graded at a 9.4, white pages, signed by the great Jason Fabok, and this is a Gabriel Dell'Otto cover as well. You see a bunch of paint strokes all around. This is the black and white cover. Love this book, love this book. I thought it would come out to be at least a 9.6, maybe a 9.8, but I have no clue where the damages are. It's still very grateful and happy to have this one and his signature. Yeah, buddy. Wonder Woman number 34, CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.6, white pages, signed by the man Scott Hanna. Got this signed at Ace Comic Con as well. He is a cool dude. It was a pleasure meeting him. Had a really great time. Also, it's the 700th issue of Wonder Woman. is Harley Quinn 25th Anniversary Special Number 1, CGC Signature Series 9.6, white pages, signed by the man, Greg Horn. You can see his signature right on the bottom right there. This is pretty awesome. I had a bet with him. He actually owes me some money. Mr. Horn, if you ever see this video, you owe me 25 bucks, dude. You told me both of these books, well, there's another one I'm going to show you guys in a second following this one. He told me they were going to be 9.8s. They came back as a 9.6. I'm not complaining though. I'm very grateful. I met the man. He's awesome. So it was a pleasure and an honor, and I wouldn't change anything about it. I'm glad I have like a side story, a personal side story. If I ever meet him though, I'm going to show him these pictures. Tell him he owes me some cash. But a beautiful, beautiful cover by Greg Horn. Alright, boys and girls, this is the second half. This is Harley Quinn 25th Anniversary Special Number 1 CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.6 white pages, signed again by Mr. Greg Horn. This is the other half that he told me was going to be a 9.8, and they came back at a 9.6. Alright, now I know I've shown this book a million times. One of my favorite cover arts from Gabriel Delado. This is Harley Quinn Number 1 DC Rebirth CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.8 white pages. Pink variant edition from Bulletproof Comics. This one takes the cake. Alright, now this bad boy, I don't know how else to show it to you. I've tried a billion different ways, but since this is the foil cover, this is what you're gonna get. But this is Detective Comics number 880 CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.8 white pages. Story by Scott Snyder, of course, cover by the man himself, Mr. Jock. The lighting just doesn't give it enough justice because it's a foil cover. What I love about this is that when I put it in this particular angle, the signatures pop out amazingly. So you can see Mr. Scott Snyder's signature there. I think that's Scott Snyder right there. And then Jock. All you see is darkness, the Joker in the back, the lips stand out, which is really sweet, but the signatures just pop out like crazy. I won this bad boy at an auction, which are currently happening right now. I think he does them on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If you go to the Facebook page of Bulletproof Comics, they're usually posting updates of when those auctions are going to happen. But very happy to own this one. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Dark Knight's Metal number 3 CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.2 white pages. A little disappointed with the grade, but hey, it's all good because you know why? This is a Scott Snyder story, but it's also a David Finch cover. Love me some David Finch. He's pretty great. The Scott Snyder signature that we have, it's right here. A little bit hard to see because he used a gold marker. See if I can zoom in a little bit and show you guys. Alright, so as you can see, the signature is right there. Dark Knight's Metal, issue number 1, CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.6 white pages. Scott Snyder story, Simon Beasley cover, signed by Mr. Scott Snyder. Alright guys, there's the signature right there. You know, he uses the big S like Superman. Yeah buddy, yeah buddy, yeah buddy, we will rock you. This is one of the darkest covers that I own, I believe. Dark Knight's Metal number 1, CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.6 white pages, story by the man Scott Snyder once again. Brett Capullo cover, which is really sweet, and Jonathan Glapion cover and art. It's a dark, dark book. I mean, the metal, I believe, has some foil in it. Characters do not have foil. Hard to kind of read everything in it. I mean, and as you can see, Mr. Snyder blessed it with the signature right on the bottom right. You can just read on right there. He actually wrote Rock On, Scott Snyder, which is a nice little touch. Very happy he did that. I mean, what a gentleman. He was pretty awesome at Ace Comic Con. Alright, you know, this is a classic, beautiful cover of Batman. All-Star Batman number 1 CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.8 white pages. Signed by the man Scott Snyder. Story by the man Scott Snyder. And of course, a Jock cover. Can't get better than that. The man signed it in gold, which I love so much. Put the little 17 on the bottom right of it. Rated at a 9.8. Got this signed at Ace Comic Con. So happy I got this. I mean, guys, I was running around with a CGC witness, tagging along with me for like 3 hours. I had to get Henry Cavill's photograph as well and signature, so it was hell on earth. but we managed to get it done. The book survived, I mean, throughout all that ordeal. I'm gonna put the link on the top right so you can see the actual video that I made showing how I was gonna put the books together. That way they'll be ready for transport and everything, because I knew I was gonna do a lot of walking around. I knew there was gonna be some bumping and stuff like that. So it's very important to protect the keys, not only while they're at home, but on your way to the con, because you know there's just so much hustle and bustle going on. I love this cover of Batman. Jock is the man, Snyder is the man, can't go wrong. Graded at a 9.8. Yeah, buddy. I know you guys just saw this one in my previous Gabriel Delato video collection. It's still a CGC signed book. Detective Comics number 1000 CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.9 white pages. If someone can get me the name of the person at CGC that had the audacity to take that .1 away from the kid, please let me know who that person is. I need to dip my nose in their office and have a conversation with them. Signed by the man Gabriel Delato. Love the fact that he used pink color marker, number 23 out of 25 of them. This is what I like to call the Christopher Reeve edition. Action Comics number 1000 CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.8 white pages. Signed by the man Gabriel Delato himself. You can't see the signature because it's between his legs. I'm not so sure if it was a great idea to use gold with a red background, especially when the gold marker is a little faded, but hey, it's there, acknowledged by CGC. What more can I ask for? Alright guys, it's a little hard to see. There's so much lighting in here. Well, not that much lighting, and the lighting that I'm using is a little too bright, but if you can see, the signature is right there between his legs. One of my favorite books, Superman Unchained number 1. This is the We Can Be Heroes variant. I believe there might be like only 485 of them made. CGC Signature Series, graded at a 9.6 white pages. Guys, when I got this book, it was only signed by Jim Lee. I bought it on eBay because I knew I was going to Ace Comic Con to meet the great Scott Snyder. Got it signed by Scott Snyder. Asked CGC to press it, sent it in to get graded again. I needed a CGC rep to open it up in front of me and handle it himself. Pressed it as I said before, and it came back again at a 9.6. I don't know what it is. I'm not, even when he took the book out, I didn't want to look through it. I didn't want to touch it. When I first bought this book, guys, it had a big damage on the bottom right of the case, and there was little pieces of glass inside the case, but luckily it didn't touch the book. I couldn't return it on eBay because I only had like maybe 4 days till I was going to Ace Comic Con. So I just, was inspecting the book as carefully as I could. I was a nervous wreck, got it all done, and it still came back as a 9.6. Listen, I didn't get a 9.8, but I'm grateful it did not go down in grade with so much movement, so much this and that. Superman is my guy, of course. Now, you've seen my favorite cover with Harley Quinn, the pink variant. You've seen one of my favorite books, Superman Unchained number 1. This is pretty much one of my closest to the heart, prized possession, but because it's my oldest book, it's a gem, it's a golden age book. This is Action Comics number 30, graded by CGC at a 2.5. Cream to off-white pages, the first appearance and death of Zola. The cool thing about it is, if you look at the license plate of the car, it says 1940. That's when this book was made, I believe, or published. And what makes me feel so good about it as well is that I am 29 issues away from number 1. If I get number 1, I promise you guys my videos will be way better than what they are now. I was thinking earlier in the day, which is so funny, I wonder if you can actually send this into CGC to maybe get it cleaned. Pretty beat up. It's a 2.5, as you can see. I bought this at an auction in Manhattan somewhere, in a gallery place where they had like old school art and stuff, comic book art. I'm not gonna touch this bad boy, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you think it's something smart to do, if it's even worth it, if it's even possible to make it better than what it is now. But this is one of my favorite collections. I'm never gonna part ways with this bad boy. This is the closest I can come to Superman's origin and beginning, and it just feels so wonderful to own. Alright guys, we're going to finish off this video with Entertainment Weekly number 1255-56. Don't ask me how this works. This is actually the cover of Henry Cavill's Superman when the movie was coming out, signed by the man Henry Cavill as well. Got this book on eBay before I was going to Ace Comic Con. It looked pretty good to me. I'm kind of grateful that it's above a 9.0 and it's at a 9.2. I love the fact he used the silver marker over the blue, which is really awesome. And yeah, guys, this is the one and only of any type of magazine that I have graded or even in my collection. And with that being said, guys, this is my CGC collection. I hope everyone is out there staying safe, being healthy. I know it's tough because we can't go out, and now some of these LCS stores are opening up, which is pretty awesome. Just be a little bit more patient, make some smart decisions, and please be around to watch my next video, and please be around for me to watch your next video so we can celebrate when this is all over. Thank you so much. Thank you again for watching, and have a great weekend.